This is Greg Hargrove from Rowlett, Texas, and you're live in the music room. Guess I could take up golf at the country club on my day off. I need a hobby, that's what they say. See me, it don't make much sense just to take on another big expense. I stay pretty busy anyway. Spend my nights with a dog and a bottle of Jack. Talking to your picture, but you ain't talking back. One thing I'm the best at that I know how to do. I've gotten good at missing you. I've gotten good at missing you. I had a beer with my buddy Jake. He said the catfish are biting down at the lake. He remembers when I fished all the time. But now I hang my head and cry in that lake bed that's all cracked and dry. I can't remember the last time I wet a line. Spend my nights with a dog and a bottle of Jack. Talking to your picture, but you ain't talking back. One thing I'm the best at that I know how to do. I've gotten good at missing you. I've gotten good at missing you. There's watching sports and there's working on old cars and shooting pool down at the neighborhood bar. But I'm still in the dark and you're still gone away, and I still tumble down them stairs that lead to yesterday. Spend my nights with a dog and a bottle of Jack. Talking to your picture, but you ain't talking back. One thing I'm the best at that I know how to do. I've gotten good at missing you. I've gotten good at missing you. I've gotten good at missing you. Gotten good at missing you. Thank y'all.
Good at missing you, huh?
We got a country boy in here tonight.
Greg Hargrove, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome your wife, Shelley, too. And it's just kind of fun sitting around this room with just a handful of us now. Gene and Barbara here, Reno, and don't have a big audience, so it's even we can even learn more about you without you having to put it out on the line too hard. We're only going to put it out in front of 90,000 people a month.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm ready. We can do it.
No big thing.
It's kind of like a campfire with footlights in here.
There you go. All right. Tell me about Greg. Where were you born and raised? First?
I was born in Pottsboro, Texas.
Aha.
Not too far from where you grew up.
About, what, 8 miles?
Something like that. At the now gone Perrin Air Force Base, my father was stationed in the Air Force. He got his orders and sent to Vietnam. So me and Mom moved back to West Monroe, Louisiana, to where her family was from.
And you were born in 67.
67, yes, sir.
The year before I graduated from high school. That's kind of cool. But I'm the area, I can identify with everything you're saying.
All right.
Very cool. Now, when you moved over as an Air Force brat or as a military brat, you said you went different places, right?
Well, I did grow up in a few different places, but really Dad was just an enlisted man. So he got home from Vietnam, discharged, grew up there in West Monroe for several years. Most people wouldn't know about it if it wasn't for Duck Dynasty. So that's what West Monroe's famous for.
I know West Monroe. That's the first place I went when I lived in or went to Louisiana, because I had a roommate. Of she was across the hall from me in my dorm in college, and she was from West Monroe. And we went to Louisiana that weekend to go see Billy Squire.
Billy Squire.
Player
I
at
saw Billy
Louisiana State
Squire.
University.
I know where West Monroe is because I used to be in the clothing business, and I had a ladies' clothing store, really nice store on that side of the river. It was
The
over
Palace?
there. What was it?
Was it called the Palace, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
That was. I remember when I was a kid, I hated going.
Yeah.
My mom and grandmother, I'd have to go with them, and they had one over in Monroe too.
Right.
And it was old school. Had the elevators,
But
and the
the first
elevators
one
were
was
exposed. You could see the elevators
Oh.
outside.
The first one was in West Monroe, and then they
I
built
think so.
the-
I
yeah.
think so. Right.
They went the other way instead of
Right. Usually
both
everything's in Monroe and migrates across the river to West Monroe, where all the hoods and thugs are from. They're really not, but that's how they used to. My dad used to tell me the stories that and my mom's an old Monroe girl, married that West Monroe guy.
Well, see, I know
Oh.
the way you pronounce
Forbidden
that.
love.
The way you pronounce that. See, say that one more time. Where your mom's from?
Monroe.
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 You
Yeah.
gotta get this right now.
Monroe.
Just like down south of us is Italy, not Italy.
That's right. That's
And they'll
right.
straighten you out. Where did you start playing music?
I started playing drums in elementary school in West Monroe. In the band there, and we moved out here to Richardson, Texas, I guess in 7th grade. I met my wife in 7th grade, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
That's another story for a couple of songs later.
We'll
that is
We'll
in the
work
song.
that in.
That is in the song.
And where is
Song
that
list
in the
tonight.
song list, by the way?
That's that Tin Roof there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll remember that one.
Doesn't sound like a love song, does it?
Could be.
It didn't start as one.
Depends what's under the tin roof.
Well, you have a song called "Winter Without You" that you're going to do next for us. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, it's a little bit more of a mainstream country type song instead of Americana, or not a whole lot of edge to it. I wrote it, back in January, I guess, and I wasn't really aiming for a Chris Ledoux vibe, but it kind of came out with that. It's the lyrics. It's kind of an old cowboy song. Lyrically, it is. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
We're not yodeling or anything in it.
Oh darn! I was
way
hoping for
too
a
deep a
yodel.
voice for that kind of stuff. But I was very proud of it. It is my mom and dad, Glenn and Jenny Hargrove. It's their favorite song I do.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
Another story about it real quick. I was running through it at the house, and during college break, our middle daughter was home, and we had the youngest with us. And they're in the bathroom getting ready, curling their hair and so forth. And I was running through that song, and they both leaned out and looked over at me and said, "Yes." So
Oh, wow.
you get the 14
Hey.
and the 19-year-old liking it. You probably
It
got
must be a
something,
good song.
got something pretty
Yeah.
special going. So this is Winter Without You, and I hope y'all enjoy this. I never worried about the weather, that the cold might last too long. It's just something I dealt with, and I had you to keep me warm. Once the day's work was over, I'd be back with you indoors. But tonight there's a chill in my bones that I've never felt before. I've got wood for the fire, doors and windows sealed up tight. I've got whiskey and I've got blankets for those brutal, bitter nights. I ain't sure how much good it's gonna do through a winter without you. The next morning I shiver a little when I'm riding that fence line. It seems that old blue northern knows that I've had too much on my mind, 'cause it cuts me to the core. It reminds me that you're gone. And tonight when I come back inside, I'll still be all alone. I've got wood for the fire, doors and windows sealed up tight. I've got whiskey and I've got blankets for those brutal, bitter nights. I ain't sure how much good it's gonna do through a winter without you. Looking forward to the springtime, waiting for the thaw. And even then I'll still tremble from some old memory I recall. I've got wood for the fire, doors and windows sealed up tight. I've got whiskey and I've got blankets for those brutal, bitter nights. I ain't sure how much good it's gonna do through a winter without you. Through a winter without you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like it.
Nice song.
Nice lyrics.
So you started out with the drums.
I did.
How old were you when you did that?
Just 11,
11.
12.
So when did you move to the guitar?
Probably when I was about 14.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
And-
percussive guitar player. He plays percussively.
I do.
Now, when you
That's the
started
first thing I
playing
noticed.
guitar, were you mainly doing other people's songs, or did you decide then, okay, hey, I think I can write my own?
I had this really cheap harmony guitar my folks bought me, and I was just trying to be able to make a few chords without ending up with arthritis by 16. Now they're all the rage. Everybody wants them to play slide on, and
Yeah.
That's because the strings are about 4 feet from the neck. Of the
exactly. They're great slide guitars. That's what I did. So yeah, I did. Got the what they call it, the Mel Bay books. Just basically learn the
Sure.
they call them big chords. I guess you could get Eagles, Led Zeppelin, whatever. And I just kind of started doing that.
Folk
Leonard
chords.
Skinner songs.
Most of them were folk chords.
Open position
Yeah.
chords.
Yeah. I
And
still
did-
think that's the way chords sound the prettiest.
I think they do.
Better than bar chords, because bar chords you don't get the same resonance.
There's certain things they'll work on electric, but on acoustic, yeah, that big open. Fat,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because when you play an E chord on an acoustic guitar, if you're tuned, normal. I'm
Right.
not, but some people do.
There's nothing normal about you.
But the E chord is the most sound you can get out of your guitar.
Yeah.
That's where it's the fullest.
When did the songwriting kick in?
I could always write. When you're in junior high and high school, and they give you a paper to write, or you have to write something, and you do that, and you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And just naturally, and I'd get good grades at it.
Right.
So I'd write stuff sometimes. Mostly it'd be kind of like Bob Dylan stuff. It'd be poetry, and then you'd try to put music behind it. Mm-hmm. That works for Bob Dylan. It doesn't work for a lot of us. You get too wordy, and it
Dylan,
just
as
goes
long as it
nowhere.
rhymes, it doesn't have to make any sense as long as it rhymes.
That's right.
In those days, that's,
So you start trying all the symbolism, everybody,
close to
well,
the
that's
rhyme.
deep. No, man, he was.
some of
He
it
didn't even
was-
know what he was talking about. Yeah,
Some of it might have been deep,
right.
but
Well,
most of
Doo-doo's
it
deep
was.
too, but
Yeah, I mean, most of it, when you listen to Positively 4th Street, it's pretty bizarre,
Well, you ain't going nowhere. Used to be in my set list,
Yeah.
and there's like 3-4 versions of that, and none of them make any sense.
Well, and You Ain't Going Nowhere was the first time I remember ever falling in love with that song was the Byrds on the Sweetheart of the
Sweetheart of the
Rodeo
Rodeo.
album, because that was just like, it was like I'd heard it before, but it was like the first time you heard it. Like when you heard Linda Ronstadt sing Blue Bayou, it was like hearing it all over again, because she did such a nice touch on it. You know?
little Don Henley vocal.
Yeah, or
harmony in there.
same way even with Love Me Tender.
Yeah.
So.
If It Takes Till Morning, another song that you've written. And you write by yourself. You don't co-write, do you?
I do not. There's a few guys that we swap lyrics back and forth, and we've got some good basses done, but we haven't got together and done
Haven't gotten
chord
the song,
progressions.
yeah.
Guys that are, I've got a lot of influences, but there's a lot of really good songwriters locally, and guys that I
yeah.
get to play with that I consider influences. Guys like Charlie Smith and Judd Block, Jeff Hops, and some of those guys. And we've written some stuff together, but it's never made it out in front of you because, don't do that unless I know about it because that's not right. It's running into that stuff. We all respect each other's territory, but
Yeah.
I hope to add some of that stuff this year.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, yes, If It Takes Till Morning, story behind that does involve my wife, Shelley. We had some stuff we were going through late last year, particularly Shelley was. I won't get into details. She probably doesn't want me to. She's not glaring yet, but we're going to make sure she does.
She's not giving that look yet.
She's still smiling and looking good. We want to keep it that way.
Okay.
But by nature, us guys try to be fixers, and we want to fix everything. We're, I can do this. Let me just lift the hood and go get my tools.
Right.
And some things you just can't do that on.
Yeah.
And I realize that's something we've always dealt with, but I've always been there by our side, and I think that's what a good man does. And I kind of wrote this song
Absolutely.
about it.
All
So
right.
If It Takes Till Morning. Hopefully I'll remember this song. Sit down by me, lady, and tell me what's going on. Or you can just listen, and I'll sing you a brand new song. I ain't got the answers for the way this old world goes, but ease your weary mind and rest your troubled soul. If it takes till morning to make you feel alright, you just need silence, I'll hold you through the night. If it takes till morning for hope to shine on through for 10,000 more, I'll be here with you. I'll be here with you. Here within these walls, it's almost like a holy place. The moonlight through the blinds frames your pretty face. I can read the worry across your tender brow. It's a safe harbor in my arms. You can let it go for now. If it takes till morning to make you feel alright, or if you just need silence, I'll hold you through the night. Takes till morning for hope to shine on through, then for 10,000 more, then I'll be here with you. I'll be here with you. In this world there's injustice, there's heartaches and there's fear. But darling, there's no need to go there when we always end up right back here. If it takes till morning to make you feel alright, silence, I'll hold you through the night. If it takes till morning for hope to shine on through, then for 10,000 more, I'll be here with you. Yeah, I'll be here with you. Thank y'all.
Very nice. I love your lyrics. You write from the heart. You can definitely. Do you find that most of your songs come from feelings within you or experiences you've had, or is it just kind of all over the board for you?
It's kind of all over the place. Usually there's some pretty personal feelings in it.
Yeah.
There are some that I sing that sound like maybe they're about a relationship, and they're really not. They're about, and some of the darker stuff I do, which I've got some of those on the list later, but there's some stuff that I'm still writing that's a little bit different. Like any good songwriter, I've got a couple of killing songs, and I've never killed anybody.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So there are some stuff that's conjecture, because if you do too much just about yourself all the time, unless you're Billy Joe Shaver, that gets pretty boring, I guess.
It depends. I wonder what bores Billy Joe.
I don't know. I've met him, and he actually told me, he said, every song you've ever heard me sing that I wrote, he said, is about something I did or been through. He said it was cheaper than a therapist. But I do wonder what bores him.
Sometimes it's good to put yourself in another place and try to write from another perspective.
Try to do that.
That's fun to do, especially if you get in writer's blocks.
Yeah, you put yourself, how would that have made you feel if that was you? Yeah. Then, of course,
or if
do those on a family program.
If somebody accuses you of something you didn't do, it's easy to build a defense in a song.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Yeah.
Helen can be mean in a song.
Oh, please. We all know better than that. Anybody who's heard us play knows the story. Knows it.
We're not even going to go there.
No, we're not.
So your guitar that you're playing, this Breedlove, you said you got at Guitar Center.
I did.
That's a really pretty guitar, and it sounded good when I was listening to it on the recording when we did the earlier test. What guitars have you played in your life, and where do you want to be with the guitar?
Well, let's see. I've played Martins, Gibsons. I haven't been able to afford Martins, Gibsons, but I had friends growing up that had, when I'd bring my little harmony in, and they would have the Martins, Taylors, Gibsons, would play those. First electric guitar I ever played was a Les Paul Deluxe. I think it was a Deluxe with the P90 cutouts, but they put the mini humbuckers in it.
I think so.
That was the first electric guitar I played. I've owned Telecasters. I built a little parts caster that's a Fender Esquire copy.
Do you play electric more than acoustic?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Hardly ever play electric anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. I love to get an occasional electric guitar and think I'm going to play it, and I always take my bread and butter guitars with me when I go play shows. So.
I always end up doing open tuning with them and just playing slide on electric. I just, Skinner drifts and stuff. It's fun. Yeah.
So as it turns out, Helen, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but he used to office with my daughter, with Stacy.
With Stacy.
I did.
That's pretty cool. The same office.
Darn. Small world.
Send a hello out to Stacy.
That was a brief foray outside of telecommunications. I was in the insurance industry briefly.
Yeah.
So
what do you do as a full-time job now?
I work in telecommunications. I work for a company that manufactures phone systems, and of course now we're doing hosted stuff and cloud stuff because that's where everything is going.
Yes, it is.
So that's what they're migrating over to.
All right.
Well, it doesn't make sense to lay landlines and lay cabling and lay all the stuff that when you don't have to anymore.
Yeah.
What's next, Helen?
I still check my mirror.
Yes.
Is this a drive song?
It's a metaphor for a drive song. I actually did, the way we grew up, if you had a problem, something weighing on your mind or something, you burn up about a half a tank of gas for about $5, and you felt pretty good by the time you drive out to the lake and back. You felt pretty good.
Yeah.
That lifestyle we grew up doing like that. No, now you have to write all these songs for therapy and stuff.
Yeah, it's good therapy too.
It is,
especially when Randy writes mean songs about you. Then you can write one right back at him.
That's right. In fact, sometimes when I know what I've got to do that even, but we won't talk about that.
No.
I am supposed to put to music a few songs that Shelley's written. She's not by nature a songwriter, but she wanted to try her hand at it, and she's good.
Well, that's why I was going to ask you if y'all had ever written anything together, if she'd thrown ideas into your songs.
She has thrown ideas. I've bounced things off of her. Mostly keys, I'll say, because by nature I have a deep voice, but sometimes you want to stretch it.
So you're a co-writer now, legally.
Yes, you are a co-writer.
So you know that, don't you?
That's it.
See?
So she gets 50% of everything. We might as well stay married,
That's right.
It's going to be worse if we split up. It's cheaper to keep her is what they say.
If you get out with 50.
My ex-husband said it'd be cheaper to kill her, and he tried to kill me once.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to write that song.
X.
Yeah. X, and it didn't happen, so that's a good thing.
That's right.
I want to hear I Still Check My Mirror.
This song's more autobiographical than I wish it was, but at least it came out on the good side.
All right.
Cool.
It's about having demons, identifying your demons when you don't really sure what they even are, and you conquered them. I don't do very many finger picking songs. We were talking about that, but this is one, so we're going to sing I Still Check My Mirror.
I'm making a note on the sheet.
All right, thank y'all. I know how to do a lot of things, some even get me paid. One time I tried to go to college, and I wish like hell I'd stayed. But I sold myself short, so I just went to work. Sometimes I had it easy, other times I was covered in dirt. And there were days that I could almost feel at peace. Then came the ones I felt the rage might get to me. I never did understand what made me act that way, but when your fight is with yourself, you can't just walk away. But I outran my demons, no sign of them here. Smooth stretch of highway, but I still check my mirror. This old blacktop's always been a friend of mine. I still check my mirror from time to time. If a midnight drive keeps your soul on an even keel, well, it ain't no wonder I wore a lot of rubber off the wheel. I could leave the rain behind, but drive right into the storm. Slide sideways to the gates of hell, tattered but I ain't torn. And I don't fight myself, it ain't worth it anymore. And I found my redemption from the way it was before. I outran my demons, no sign of them here. Smooth stretch of highway, but I still check my mirror. This old blacktop's always been a friend of mine. I still check my mirror from time to time. I outran my demons, no sign of them here. Smooth stretch of highway, but I still check my mirror. This old blacktop's always been a friend of mine. I still check my mirror from time to time. I still check my mirror from time to time. Thank you.
I can't help it, but and maybe it's the angle that I'm looking at you, but I see Tom Hanks. You see that Tom Hanks? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, there's a similarity there.
With the baseball cap.
This is the baseball cap.
I just felt like playing.
Forrest Gump. You play very well.
Thank you.
At some point in time, you realized that you wanted to do this a lot more seriously. There was a time when you topped a hill and you said, I can do this.
Right.
What made you want to do it? What's the driving force? This honesty check now.
Okay. What made me want to do it? Mm-hmm. Now, you're saying what made me want to write songs and play music or take it to the next level out in front of people? And okay.
This whole
okay, I had massive, like I said, I had massive stage fright. I would sit at home and play, and I would nail every note. I could sing, whatever, sit on the couch. Mm-hmm. I would get out somewhere and freeze. My hands would lock up. I couldn't remember lyrics. I went through that cycle a couple of times and gave up and decided it's because I wasn't supposed to play and sing. So, go back to my couch and do it. I went to Songwriters Anonymous with Mark David Manders. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him, but I don't know.
Right. He hosts that at a place in Plano. Monday night, just people go sit around the picnic tables and throw out new songs and so forth. And some of the guys there were also real supportive. That got me over the stage fright some, that my songs have merit. But bigger than that, that lady sitting over there right behind y'all taught me how to believe in myself.
Well,
Good for
it takes
her.
that sometimes.
But sometimes there's people that can go out there and be the lone wolf, and I was always a loner type growing up. I mean, obviously you listen to those lyrics from that last song. But yeah, sometimes you decide to close a chapter on your life that just wasn't meant to be, but it happens. Ironically, that lady sitting behind y'all, I knew her since I was 12. It was the first girl I ever had a crush on. I moved out here from Louisiana with no social graces and saw that pretty girl out here in the big city, and I didn't know what to think.
Are you socially graceful now?
Well, no, but still. Now I just don't care.
That's where you need to get to.
That's the point.
So,
Now I just don't
speaking
care.
of that lady over there that we're talking about, how does this relate to Tin Roof?
Okay, I started writing the song Tin Roof. It did not have a title, and the beginning of it was about a guy who was living by himself and had conceded that life was pretty much what it was going to be, and that's it. And I was trying to figure out where to go with it. About that time, me and that lady that I'd known since I was 12, and
That lady is a.k.a. Shelley.
Shelley, we have talked about her. So,
Yes.
you know, in Radio Land, I figured they already knew who that lady was. Anyway,
They do now.
they do now.
Yep.
So anyway, we started dating, and so this whole song morphed, and you know, it became about me and her, and it became about how I first met her when I was 12, and the more we talked, we realized our lives had intertwined, and we didn't even realize it. Because I mean, before we went out on a date, I bet you I'd said maybe 25 words to Shelly.
Right.
It usually was like, "Hi, never mind, I can't talk to you. I'm nervous." Literally, I mean,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like that. We lived like 2 streets away from each other growing up, and we crossed through some of the same towns in our previous lives, you know, other marriages and so forth. So, Tin Roof, you want me to just sing the story instead of tell it?
Yeah.
So, this song took about 10 or 15 minutes to write.
I don't think we need to hear it now.
Okay.
No, let's do
Oh,
it.
I want to hear it.
I used to tell people it took 10 or 15 minutes to write this song, and it took about 30 years for it all to happen.
To come
And,
together, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very near and dear song to me. It's a little bit different from what I do, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
All right.
Originally, it was called When I Can Call You Mine. Now it's called Tin Roof. I've spent too much time waiting on a red letter day, and it might be that such a thing ain't meant to come my way, but I called myself a break. I can walk outside and breathe, and there's a chance that I've got everything I need. I got a tin roof when it rains, music to my soul. I got days where I've just gotta say I'm on a pretty good roll. There's a thing or two I'll be doing without until the end of time. I'll have everything I need if I can call you mine. Now this world, it can beat you down, rob you till you can't see, turn a corner on 2 wheels, right down a dead-end street. My faith and hope, well, it just might be another leg bed that's going dry. I've still got a few drops left, and that's enough to get me by. I got a tin roof when it rains, music to my soul. Got days where I just gotta say I'm on a pretty good roll. There's a thing or two I'll be doing without until the end of time. I'll have everything I need if I can call you mine. Now we've been dancing in circles since we were 12 years old. Somehow we danced around that connection that's down in our souls. We never walked too far apart, but we never walked hand in hand. Somehow we made it here, darling. Sure, you're a woman and I'm a man. We got tin roof when it rains, music to our souls. We got days where we just gotta say we're on a pretty good road. There's a thing or two we'll be doing without until the end of time. But we've got everything we need, and I can call you mine. Thank y'all.
So I'm going to direct this question to Shelley real quick. Are you all right with that?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Are you all right with that?
I'm all right with that.
Well, tell us about that song.
Okay, I'm all right with that. It's kind of about struggling with your, where you might have been previously in your faith and that little journey. You have a transitional phase, but then you remember what faith's all about and why you pursued that journey in the first place.
Yeah.
Things like, organized religion can get in the way for some people, and it just becomes so bogged down. It's about profit sharing, and
Well, people are killing each other all over the world over religion.
exactly. I never seen anybody get killed because somebody else had faith.
No, there's a difference. I noticed that on your Facebook too, that you have that distinction.
I do.
So
I
picked up on that.
I actually spent some time taking some seminary classes and so forth, and I learned more about myself, and so I don't think I learned what I was supposed to learn there. That didn't set
That's
very
what
well
I
with
should
some
have
of
done.
the
I just
people
spent a
there.
lot of time arguing with preachers.
Yeah,
Share
I
that
think
song.
it didn't set that well with a lot of my classmates in seminary.
Oh,
It's
well.
like I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. You can't say devil in here. Wow.
Yeah. Well, who do you think we're battling here?
They're really strict.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is I'm all right with that.
let's do it.
We ready to keep talking about it? We want to sing it.
Oh, let's sing it.
I want to sing it. Okay. Hope I can remember this one. I've only done it a few times.
If you can't, I'll do it.
You see a man who's covered in blood, sweat, and tears. On my face you'll see a map of some hard roads through the years. I'm bent but I ain't broke. I got scars from my past, but I'm still here, so I'm alright with that. It's alright the devil called my name, 'cause Jesus saved my soul. It's alright my brakes are fading, 'cause that means I'm on the road. And my strongest stand is gonna be my last, and I'm alright with that. Making my way through the woods, I'm running off to hide. See my heavy breath against the midnight winter sky. Running off to hide. I've been kicked and I've been smacked, but I'm still here, so I'm alright with that. It's alright the devil called my name, 'cause Jesus saved my soul. It's alright my brakes are fading, 'cause that means I'm on the road. My strongest stand is gonna be my last, and I'm alright with that. fight left in me. Make my way up off the ground. I walk a jagged trail, rusty boxcars all around. But this train's already rolling, and it ain't gonna jump the track. And I'm on board, so I'm alright with that. It's alright the devil called my name, 'cause Jesus saved my soul. It's alright the brakes are fading, 'cause that means I'm on the road. And my strongest stand is gonna be my last, and I'm alright with that. Thank y'all.
I like that.
Yeah.
Little extended jam there at the beginning while I thought of the second verse.
It's okay. You know what?
But I wasn't going to start again. But you know what? We're going to go with it.
I would have written it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and if I'd have had a accompanist with me, he'd have just tore into a big long lead break or something. And everybody would have just been raising their lighters in the air.
That's
It's
it.
all good.
That's it.
Let it be.
So-
Let it be.
Before we get to your next song, Hammer to the Head, which I can totally relate to here, especially lately, I wanted to ask you, as far as your songwriting and your music that you're presenting to everybody goes, what are your goals for that? What do you ultimately want to do with your music?
You know that old John Lee Hooker line that says it's in him and it's got to come out?
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
That's where we're going. I was discussing with Randy, I'd like to cut at least an EP in the next 18 months.
We can do that.
If I could, anybody out there listening, if you know a good plugger or a pitcher, I got a few songs I would love to pitch to someone that's in Nashville or something. I got a few that would do that. I got a few that's a little bit outside of that, but yeah, I'd love that. Hey, movie theme, beer commercial. Yeah,
it's a very tough road to pitch in Nashville because they've got most of the studios and publishers have bevies of songwriters, and if they hear a good idea, they just toss the idea to one of their other writers. And, you're out.
Well, and and that's the whole thing we're up against, because in Texas everybody writes their own songs.
Yeah.
Well, and believe it or not, we found out that people all over the world write their own songs.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Oh, that's true.
They really do.
Sure.
And it's been, this whole In the Music Room experience has been incredible because we've had people from, I think, 14 countries and 37 states. So we represent
so much
music.
talent. So
Right.
much
I'm sitting,
untapped talent.
no pressure.
It just gets, that's why I was talking to you and Shelley. Come down and see a show down here, or see a couple of shows, for two reasons. You get to see the best. That's number one. Number two, you see your competition.
Right, there you go.
For those jobs.
For the jobs.
And it makes you better.
One thing
when
that's
you
good
see
about
what you've
this,
got to beat or equal to get the jobs they get, it makes you better. Trust me, it does.
One thing that's good about this songwriter community, we don't have to all have that 29-inch waist and be 29 years old. And, they're not going to believe somebody that young writing some of the songs we do. You need to be a little more
You have to have a little
believable.
life under you, too.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I draw on mostly. You were asking what I want to do. Well, some of the stuff, I don't think I went through everything in life just for naught.
Yeah.
You want to write it down in the form of songs. Yeah. Well, Hammer to the Head. Now, let's get back to that song.
Okay, all right. Hammer to the Head. Why is it called Hammer to the Head? What's it about? Et cetera, et cetera.
Carry on.
Okay, well, I was discussing the previously mentioned Monday night Songwriters Anonymous used to go to. Somebody was writing lyrics, and they had been there a lot, but they never did write very much. And they wrote a song, and they thought it was too simple. And that's, some people start out simple and get more complicated with their lyrics, and some people start out real way out there and then kind of whittle it down and learn how to say more with less.
Yeah.
Which is what I've tried to do. There wasn't enough symbolism in my lyrics, this and that. And I said, you know what? I said, sometimes you just need those lyrics to reach out and hit somebody like a hammer to the head. And by the way, you cannot use that phrase I just came up with. Because it's a great song title. It's got alliteration.
Let's hear what you came up with.
So we're going to sing Hammer to the Head. Rolling these back roads, trying to get a hold of myself. Your idea of heaven, well, it's putting me straight through hell. Winding down till my ill feeling's gone. Another night where I know you've been out doing wrong. Like a hammer to the head, a blow to the jaw, being knocked down and cuffed by Johnny Law, beaten on the side of the road and left for dead. Loving you, baby's like taking a hammer to the head. You're no good for me, but I keep coming back. Better off sleeping down yonder by the railroad tracks. You ain't happy unless you're giving me the blues. This whole life's a powder keg with a match laying on the fuse. Like a hammer to the head, a blow to the jaw, being knocked down and cuffed by Johnny Law, beaten on the side of the road and left for dead. Loving you, baby's like taking a hammer to the head. The sun's coming up and I'm heading back into town. This whole thing might blow after everything goes down. There ain't a sign of you nowhere around this shack. Another way for you to sting me like a whip across my back. Like a hammer to the head, a blow to the jaw, beating on the side of the road and left for dead. Being knocked down and cuffed by Johnny Law. Loving you, baby's like taking a hammer to the head. Loving you, baby's like taking a hammer to the head. Thank y'all.
So there are singer-songwriter songs, and then there are band songs. That's a band song.
Oh,
It
I
is?
definitely hear that.
Yeah, that's a band song.
It's a
all the way.
band song. I do it anyway because I enjoy doing it. But
Oh
it is.
no, I agree. We Helen and I've got songs like that too. But some of them are just better if you got
I've,
more things going on.
And I've had
But that was cool.
I've had a harp player play on that, playing some blues style harmonica. I've had a fiddle player, Mr. Randy Guest, played on it and just
Tore
tore
it
it up with that dirty sounding. It was real clean and high pitched, and the chords were it made a really nice contrast.
So tell me, Greg, I got to ask you a real personal question here. Have you got some sort of fetish about mirrors?
It's kind of like
Stop to him.
no, I do not.
Well, you sure write about him a lot for somebody that don't have. A
I do a 9-song set list, and there's 2 songs about mirrors.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the show 11 years. Only 2 songs. about
Randy,
mirrors.
think a
No,
little
just kidding.
deeper. It's the reflection of the,
Well, you're on the right track there.
Let me
Helen.
think about this. Let's have a deep moment of prayer for Randy. There we go.
You need the prayers and we need the practice.
That's true.
They burned a hole in that ceiling.
Hey, I'll take all the prayers somebody wants to give me.
There you go.
Mirrors. You know those old Led Zeppelin songs where they sing all this stuff and all these lyrics, and the title of the song was never anywhere in
Right.
the lyrics?
Yep.
That's this song.
We
All
have
right.
we have those songs.
It says mirrors nowhere in here, but if you listen to the lyrics, you'll understand why it's called mirrors. Provided that I remember all these lyrics. I haven't
Well,
done
I'm
this in a
counting
while.
on you.
All right. Then,
Because I want to see
Pressure
this
is on.
image.
okay, here we go. got the nerve to look you in the eyes. What I found took me by surprise. I saw the things that I always wished that I'd been. I found the chance to be myself again. Like an angel in white or a river that rolls. You washed me clean, you saved my soul. I caught a look at just how things could be. When I found you, I found me. It must have been something bigger than either you or me. Had you looking inside at what I might be. I barely got a nickel and I might never have a dime. Somehow you saw more when you looked at me that time. And you said, like an angel in white or a river that rolls. You washed me clean, you saved my soul. I caught a look at just how things could be. I found you, I found me. Blind ambition, a shot in the dark. Fate when it hit the center of your heart. 'Cause I've never had somebody like you. Take any kind of liking to any kind of thing I do. And like an angel in white or a river that rolls. You washed me clean, you saved my soul. Caught a look at just how things could be. When I found you, I found me. I found me.
It has been so much fun having you in here.
I've enjoyed being here.
It really, it's great.
I've enjoyed this.
And you're so country, you know. I mean, you know, a lot of people they have kind of different sounds, but you're true. That's your niche. That's
It's
that's
this
your
accent.
road.
I can't get rid of it.
But no, that's good. You know, and being true to a particular genre, that's a good thing. Perfecting it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm going to have you take us out of the show tonight with your song Rescued.
All right.
You can tell us about it and sing it.
I can tell you about it. This is one of the songs I was talking about that sounds like it could have a couple of different meanings. It could very much be a faith song about being rescued, or it could be about a relationship, somebody bringing somebody a little redemption, or redeem means to add value. And we're all looking for some value. Even the most crusty, hardened of us, we want to feel like we matter.
Sure.
That we've
Absolutely.
got, that we're worth something. A lot of the songs I write, not a lot of the ones I did tonight, but I write a lot of stuff that about the days where I didn't feel that way, just because it makes for good songwriting.
It's been your experience.
And if you're going to do country and blues and stuff, that's
Right.
what it, you know. If
Yeah.
you're going to keep one foot in that, you're going to have some pretty dark times. You have to call back to some times you might have not enjoyed living too much.
I want to hear Rescued.
All right, we're going to hear it. We're going to take it out of here with this. Looking back on the day, living in the worst kind of way. I walked down to the water's edge, clenched my fist and held my breath. I knew to walk on faith for a change to come around, but I could not step across without looking down. If I'd never hungered, I'd never been satisfied. Never drank of life if my throat had not been dry. I'd never known the warmth of your arms if I hadn't slept out on the street. I'd never walked another mile if you hadn't rescued me. No burning bush, no knock upon my door, just a still small voice that I'd heard before. I questioned my faith and I questioned myself, and I straddled that line that runs right between heaven and hell. And if I'd never hungered, I'd never been satisfied. Never drank of life and my throat had not been dry. I'd never known the warmth of your arms if I hadn't stepped out on the street. I'd never walked another mile if you hadn't rescued me. There's still a valley of the shadow, seems most every day. If I walk on through, won't you send the demons on their way? And if I'd never hungered, I'd never been satisfied. I'd never drank of life if my throat had not been dry. I'd never known the warmth of your arms if I hadn't slipped out on the street. I'd never walked another mile if I'd never hungered. I'd never been satisfied. I'd never drank of life if my throat had not been dry. I'd never known the warmth of your arms if I hadn't slept out on the street. I'd never walked another mile if you hadn't rescued me. Thank y'all.
Many thanks again, Greg. I appreciate you and your beautiful wife, Shelley, coming down here. And,
Thank y'all for having us.
Spending this evening with us, and it's been wonderful. I want to thank Jenny and Barbara Moore for all that they do, not only in what they do, taking pictures of everybody, but just who they are as people. And our engineer tonight, as he has been for most of our shows, is Reno Treadway. We want to make sure we thank Reno. I know he hadn't felt very good, so him coming in tonight was especially sweet. Helen, you're just the best. Don't get any better. And all you guys out there, you're in the music room.